Hey guys, it's AMC Princess Ana here, and tonight I'm going to be reading another book from the A Kid's Book About series. And it's called A Kid's Book About Racism. And it's by Jelani Memory. That's the one who wrote the book. Just so you know. Here, let me show you. Kids' book about racism. Some of you will think that this is just a topic for adults, but that is not true. It's for kids too, because it's very important for kids to learn about. Yeah, very important. We grown-ups try to teach kids as much as possible as they grow up. Things like how to say your ABCs, ride a bike, and when to say please and thank you. Even bigger things like how to date, when to quit something, and how to forgive. But there are a handful of important topics we often never get around to talking about. Things that are simply too hard just to bring up. Racism is one of those topics. And yet, what age is too early for kids to learn about racism? When is too soon for kids to learn about how to treat those who look different? Who is supposed to help kids learn about racism? This book designed to help get the conversation started, to help grown-ups and kids alike wade into a really tough topic, and hopefully spark the first of many conversations to come about racism. Enjoy. That's the intro. This is a book about racism. For reals. And yes, it is really for kids. I'm right. It is for kids, not just adults. It's a good book to read with a grown-up, because you'll have lots to talk about afterward. I've never seen this, but at the bottom of this page, it says, just you keep reading, the book won't bite. That's funny. Now, to introduce myself, my name is Jelani. My skin color looks like this. It says, if you're colorblind, this is the color brown. It says, because my dad is black and my mom is white, which makes me mixed, or African American,
Biracial,
black, or person of color.
Biracial means you are from two different races. So when you have one parent who is black and one parent who is white, then that makes you biracial, because you have two different races that made you.
Yeah, if someone is black and someone is white, then it makes you brown, right?
Yeah, varying.
Skin.
Yep, you can get varying shades of skin color. That's right.
Wow, it's very hard to flip these pages.
You're doing great.
Aw, thank you. I'm proud of who I am and the color of my skin, but because of my skin color, people aren't always nice to me. Sometimes I get called names. Other times it's worse. The person doing it might not even realize it hurts me a lot. And when they treat me that way, it makes me feel small. You see, some people believe that having different colored skin means you aren't as good as others. That's called racism. What is racism? Racism means to hate someone, exclude them, or treat them badly because of their race or the color of their skin. It happens all the time. I'm serious. Racism does happen happens all the time. Not just in big ways, but sometimes it shows up in small ways. Like a look, a comment, a question, a thought, a joke, a word, or a belief. Racism is one of the worst kinds of mean someone can be. Because racism thinks being different is bad. But being different is actually good. Like really, really. So many willies. Yeah, really good. 100% good. Because being different means we have so much more to offer each other. Things like hope, ideas, strength, skills, creativity, life, patience, respect, community, love, knowledge, experience, perspective, insight, diversity, wisdom, empathy, and originality. That whole being different thing, it makes us better. Much better. So if you see someone being treated badly, made fun of, excluded from playing, or looked down on because of their skin color, call it racism. Now that you've made it to the end of the book, what comes next? Well, if you're a grown-up who read this to a kid, they should have a million questions for you, like, has anyone ever been racist to you? Or, do some people not like me because of the color of my skin? Take their curiosity and make the most of it. I can promise you that you're more afraid than they are to talk about racism. So talk about your experience with racism, or that of your friends. Talk about our country's history in the Kivil.
Sound it out?
Civil.
How's it spelled?
It's spelled Civil.
Civil.
Civil. Rights. Movement, and above all, be honest. Kids are ready and willing to learn about tough things. If only the grown-ups present in their lives are willing to talk about them. So if you don't know again, where you get these books from like this, it's from a kidsbookabout.com. Yeah. Oh, want to know about the author? About the author. Jelani Memory is an African-American entrepreneur, thinker, and constant learner. He lives in Portland, Oregon, with his wife and 6 kids. He still wants to be an artist when he grows up.
Why is that wrong? To not like somebody just because they're different?
Well, of course, you know about racism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think you grew up learning about racism. Did you?
I didn't, actually. I didn't learn about it until I was an adult. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, if you're going to school, you have to learn stuff that you don't know already.
And they didn't teach stuff like that when I was in school. Unfortunately. Which is probably part of the problem. I mean, they did talk about the civil rights movement. And they did talk about how hard black people had to fight to get freedom and to get any kind of independence and ability to be in this country just as white people were being in this country. They did talk about that stuff. But they didn't really talk about it from the lens of racism and how people are destructive to each other and how those decisions can really affect things later down the line. So I want to know what you think about why is it wrong to hate somebody just because they have a different color skin?
Well, like, if people are hurting other people, that's wrong. You can't do that. Can't.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Or even just bully them,
No.
call them names, tell them they can't do something because they look different than you.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Even just making them feel bad for who they are. How do you think it feels if someone makes you feel bad for something you have no control over, and that's who you are? And you're supposed to love yourself, and someone makes you feel terrible for it. How do you think that feels?
Not good.
Not good.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So definitely important for people to think about these things and talk about these things and be aware that even if you don't see it, even if you don't experience it, it still happens out there. And it's something that you can be a part of the solution in changing.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Here, let me stand up. It says, we are all made... Oh, I can't see. It says, we are all... Here. You can't see it, so I need to move my chair off. Thank you guys for pressing me move my chair with all of my autograph poses. That's so impressive. So my shirt says, we are all made of stars. We are all made of stars means that we all came from the same place. We were all made the same way, and that we have to treat each other with love and respect. Okay? That's what you need to do. Everything you do, don't hurt anyone. That's the important part. You don't hurt everyone. It's not safe. Nobody wants to be not, like, alive. Nobody wants that stuff. So please, don't treat other people badly, okay? I'm serious.
You're very serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very serious. Bye-bye.